Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Obduction. Let's continue. So the game's crazy, clearly crazy with the cursor not loading right. So we had to just blindly put in the code to open this door, and now we're in this area that is just like a house. And we're getting music that's playing. And there's kind of bracings here to keep the roof from falling in. So are we on the backside of the house with the white picket fence that we started with? Wanted to take a picture of this. Seems like there's several green pieces. And this is a map of the world. That's another brace. This is a 5. I've decided to just start taking pictures of everything. And we'll read some of this, but we'll also not read it. Mofang. Through ambassador seeds, the Mofang were the first non-human species humans were introduced to. And An Liang was the first to call the alien a Mofang. Impressed with their advanced ability to imitate our sounds, movements, and mannerisms, although they have a name for themselves, their language is mostly unpronounceable by humans. As a result, and because of their mimicry abilities, communication with the Mofang is primarily accomplished by their learning human languages rather than humans learning to Mofang. They have been able to learn almost every human language represented in Unwrath, enough to provide functional, if rudimentary, communication. Mofang basic morphology is remarkably humanoid, bilateral symmetry, tetrapods, bipedal head with an anterior facial features, mouth. It seemed like there was more to this. Eyes, nostrils. Other external features include minimal body hair. Constitution is somewhat frail due to their thin and lightweight internal structure, but internal investigation has not been possible. They have ample cranial space to account for substantial brain, and their intelligence is impressed as evidenced by their advanced technology. And these are what the Mofang look like, but they seem like they can, let's see, are a certain level of maturing and health of the tree. Passerby opened its base. A passage opened its base. This passage allowed contact to 2 additional species. The first contact was with the Avai. The first contact revealed the Avai to be large beetle-like insects who were unable to communicate directly with them in any way, but they appeared to have some rudimentary level of intelligence. It was Lork Toth who first made the journey through the heart of to capture and named both the New World and the inhabitants. Fry have 3 distinctive variants that have come to be referred to as barnacle, beetle, and polyarch, although their morphology is dramatically different from humans. Their internal systems, like all of our neighbors, are supported by similar atmosphere composition and basic nutrients. So we're learning a lot here. In barnacle stage, the RI are completely immobile. The RI stay in egg-like development state seemingly indefinitely in order to hatch. They must be in the proximity of a polyarch and fertilized by the beetles after a certain stage of maturity. Beetles are the eyes and ears, hands and feet with the only minimal nervous system of their own. They are essentially the sensory extensions of the immobile polyarchs. They are able to execute simple commands, but apparently have very little in the way of individual sentience. Ah, man, this is a lot of dialogue. The Avi polyarchs are intelligence and consciousness of the species, although it was obvious that there was intelligence behind the species. It wasn't until Caroline Farley began spending large amounts of time in close proximity that people communication began. The room nearby, Farley was the first to communicate with it non-verbally and learn much about the species, including some historical information. The Avi species survived in the world while several other sentient species came and went. Among them, an ancient species who formed a deeper relationship with the Avi, carving temples and dwellings for them in the rocks. The later, more recent species that took over much of their homeworld. This latter species was especially adept at mechanical construction, using it mostly to capture and process large flying creatures, using the beetles as bait. So we're going to see a lot of species. Hopefully this is close to being done, maybe 3 more pages. Villain. I thought villain was just the word villain, but I guess that's Valen or Violin. Final species to be discovered were the Violin have been communicating with Avi for many years through ambassador seeds, but have become part of the large community very shortly after the Avi. With a large and imposing frame and a form of communication based on a complex multi-voiced low-frequency rumble, their initial introductions were intimidating. After several attempts, Emile Vidal was able to begin some rudimentary communication and began visiting the Valen in Marais, which she named. On a regular basis, she discovered a complex and amazing society that was able to use their technology in unexpected ways. They had the ability to quickly transform their world using extruded structures based on some form of complex miniature substrate material. So abduction is really changing what it is now. We're going to be on a planet dealing with several different alien species who also have been abducted, it seems. Unlike the other worlds, the Valen sphere is scooped out of a Valen resettlement group that was preparing to set off into space to find a new homeworld. This was their way of life, put themselves in stasis and scatter themselves throughout the stars. As mentioned previously, their appearance is imposing, standing about 9 feet tall, with a distant reptilian resemblance. They have 6 limbs, 2 muscular legs, 2 arms, and a smaller set of arms. They can control every aspect of their technology with their vocalizations, but over the years they have created control panels based on their number system to allow other species to easier access elements of their technology. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out we don't see any of these aliens at all. Like, these look just like rough sketches because they are, but and then we're just here. Communication, talking with our neighbors. We take communication for granted, even very language of find here. And well, let's. Oh, how much of this is there? Oh, and there's some kind of code here. It seems, or it's just been running out of pencils. How do you reset this? Well, I may have just skipped reading that whole thing. It's just instead of reading things, try to ooh, interesting. The lift bump is now working. Something. That's not a button that was mentioned. See, now I just feel like I'm spying here. I really just feel like I'm acting like a spy. We are in the White House. The house with the white picket. That's good to know. But we can now open this door. We're full circle. Welcome. Maybe Yosef is one of the aliens that can mimic. Like, way too much text back to back, honestly. Just way too much text. Several sets of cards apparently have managed to survive for the hundreds of and rewind works. Fast forward works. And this works. However, compared to like Gone Home, there is a lot more. And the record button doesn't work. I'm gonna see if I can hit the play button without actually seeing the play button. Hmm. Hmm.
So we assume that Shavar, well, the attack is inevitable. We just don't know when. So Shavar and her family, and others she trusts, I guess. Well, they'll arrive when they can. without giving, like covertly. So the plan will happen.
Hmm.
In spite of our,
He's not giving me any details.
we're locking down as much as possible here and moving everybody out. CW will stay here, and I'll go to Murray at the last possible moment. Most are gone. There's just a few left here now. The mayor got out early. I don't even know why I'm recording this. It's like somehow we'll live on or something. I guess this has meaning if someone listens, but who? A new one? A new arriver. Oh, God, the kiosk out front. I need to update that message.
Hmm. So, guess I'm still not really sure how any of this works. Sora is the Mofang planet and Earth, and then there's the heart and the seed, air, finds planets with similar atmospheres, and then they swap them. So there's a little red circle here and a little yellow circle, and then in the yellow circle on Mofang is a heart. Yes, then heart superposition, heart connected path open when mature for species meet. What happens at Christian swap where? Home when? Maybe dead. More seed pairs scattered throughout the universe. Why scattering? Somebody had a camera at some point. Take a picture of the seed pair. So it seems like this kind of planetary elemental force, interesting reflection there, is moving people around, whether they want it or not, so that they meet. I want switch on first before I can do anything else. So now we need circle. I had it and I lost it. I can't see where I'm pointing this. But I don't think this is supposed to go down any further. So I think we could probably surmise that we're supposed to go where That say? Oh. Blindness. Nothing over here to circle. There. Maybe I can listen. Toggle the cursor. Add it. Was underestimating it. Doesn't feel like a puzzle that's gonna lock in. Grab that handle. Edit. Oh, this is not fun content. Dealing with a buggy game. See, if you're gonna make a spiritual successor to Myst, it's gotta be bug free. And I guess that's another problem with Kickstarter games, and really why Cyan can't even make their own game in 2017, because there's just too much budget needed that you would never see back. That was the other thing I do. Good. Just to line up still. Tell me that. Close enough. Ways. I guess what I have to do is get into place. Go. If I'm in the right. Grab it again. Don't press anything. Left stick. Well, this would be so easy too if we just had a cursor. But I can't get the cursor to stay. Maybe it has something to do with my recording software, but I've never seen that happen before. I had it for a second. So I can often at least entertain the idea that it is my recording software. In most cases, it's not. Wouldn't it just be to move the picture? Trying to make very nudging things. Seriously? I don't know if I can actually do this. May have to just get as close as possible, take your picture, move on. And it feels definitely like the world's gonna open up We're gonna have 4 planets. That's good enough for me. So there's kind of secret there. I'm gonna desperately just not that. I need to hit the edge. Moving it. Which film? And that looks like that's still mostly in the right place. Might be slightly off, but even if it was slightly off, well, honestly, though, this picture kind of making sense. It makes over here. Whatever. Just get out of this room. Get out of this room. Get out of this house, and start to think. What did we find out? We didn't find out anything. Yeah, we didn't find any code. Possibly because I didn't read any half of those things, but so these pieces I think are part of the other alien species. So we might be on Mofang, that might be Earth. Is there any reason to go back this direction? There is. So it doesn't seem like CW has anything to worry about, because I'm not seeing any competition or reason for me not to believe them. I see something there, but I can't zoom in. Something there, but I can't zoom. Maybe I was supposed to turn off the battery. How can I get this buggy down? That's what I want to know. And I don't feel like I've learned anything. That's not something to say. This is inherently the problem with Myst games. Games like Myst is just a incredible amount of being confused. Spin this in any direction. Yeah, this controller doesn't seem like it's... Guess we're gonna have to talk to CW. Because right now I'm confused. We've run into the one area where we were supposed to learn about all these aliens. We now kind of know a story that may or may not really take place. And it really doesn't directly right now connect to what our goal is. Our goal was to lower the shield. And I guess that won't kill us, at the very least. Or at least not directly, but it may end up in a plot twist or two. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.